Hello and welcome to the TUE Brew Review. This week, we're checking out Sam Adams Triple Bock. This is a 1995 vintage beer, and shout out to my friend Eric, who actually supplied me with this beer. Very gracious of Eric to do so. I actually had one of these a few years ago. I actually ended up consuming it, and so I'm excited that one of these has fallen into my lap, because they don't make these beers anymore. They haven't made them, for over 20 years. This beer had 3 vintage releases, I think at 94, 95, and 97. And what makes this beer unique, it's kind of like the precursor to all of today's extreme beers. There's so many barrel-aged beers out there, and beers that are pushing, well into the double digits in terms of percentage of alcohol. Well, this is where it started. Again, this was made in the early to mid 90s. So a triple strength Bock that was aged in oak whiskey barrels with maple syrup before they bottled it, and was considered at the time to be the world's strongest beer. And it really pushed the envelopes in terms of what beer yeast can do in terms of converting sugars to alcohol. I believe this thing clocks in at somewhere around 17 to 18% alcohol by volume, and that is a fermented product. It's not distilled like whiskey or vodka or the other grain spirits. This is still considered a beer. So let's go ahead and check this guy out. Comes in this really cool 8.45 ounce cobalt blue bottle, and it's got this cool cap on the top. It's actually corked, so give me a moment to dig into this guy. Hopefully it'll come loose here pretty easily once we get the wrapping off. But yeah, it comes in a corked bottle, and this thing's not going to be carbonated at all. Oh my! In fact, the cork just we kind of lost the cork there. I may have to do my first edit in the history of TUE Brew Reviews, but let's see if we can get this guy out with my handy dandy flow chart bottle opener. No, I can't. It's coming apart in pieces. So we are going to actually take a quick break, or maybe I'll just keep rolling and we'll edit this out, depending on how long this takes to get through here. So give me just a moment. And actually, I've heard of some of these Sam Adams bottle, these triple bocks. The cork disintegrates on you, and it comes apart in pieces. So anyway, I think we've made enough of an incision here where we can actually get to it. So we've got some cork floating around there, which is why I brought this. So let's go ahead and see if we can pour this. I'm just going to make an absolute mess of this whole situation. So you know what? I've never edited one of these TUE Brew reviews before, and I'm not about to here. So we're just going to keep rolling, so you can watch the messy madness ensue. So there it is, finally escaped out of its bottle after over 2 decades. You can see how viscous it is, or at least I hope you can see that. Look how it just coats the glass. There's just tons of sugars in there. You get that nice clingy. It's almost like a cognac or a spirit would. Very black, very thick, like almost motor oil. And again, there's no head, there's no lacing, because there's no carbonation in this beer. Aromas, yeah, just boozy, strong, just pungent booze, but also a lot of sweetness, like dark sugar, molasses, brown sugar. Also getting a lot of like the dark fruits, almost like a dark chocolate covered cherry. Also getting a nice little bit of earthiness, and that might be coming from the cork too, but I'm getting kind of an earthy funk from it as well. Cheers. Yeah, whoa, man. So massive flavors, and I just took a sip of that. Tons of raisin, chocolate, molasses, or like a dark brown sugar. It's really sweet. And I do get as my palate kind of adjusts, getting some small tastes of some coffee in there, maybe a little bit of oak. Wow. And as it kind of coats the palate, and it is quite tongue coating. Also getting some of that like umami, that savory, like a soy sauce character, that's coming through as well. But huge mouthfeel, very like viscous, syrupy, sticky, but just a beautiful, like a dessert beer, almost like a dessert wine or a cordial. So this has got a lot of layers to it. Wonderful discovery, and well worth waiting for. So thank you, Eric. And thanks for putting up with my my cork explosion here on this TBR chapter. I do hope you all have a safe and happy New Year, and cheers.